filter. There we go. Hello. Welcome to Restore Belief with Nikki. I am Nikki. For those that don't know, psychic medium, ET abductee, which is stressful. Part of the hybridization program. And yeah, I am on earlier than I thought, because I said 10:15 tonight, and it worked out to where it was 10:05 instead. Anyway, yeah, I don't even know where to go with tonight. Hey folks, come on in, type away in the chat, let me know you're here, and let me know that you can actually hear me properly, please. Hey Sandra, hi hun. So, 3 topics, technically for tonight. Space transport vehicles, who makes them, genetics, are humans chimeras, and the true you. Those are the subjects, clearly. Oh, good, thank you. Hello, Wizard Witkus. How you doing, hun? Yeah, it's kind of been a live wire. Long day, and I'm very out of it, and had things figured out for tonight, and it kind of all went to heck in a handbasket. So these are the topics instead. Okay, so space transport vehicles. That came into my purview today again, simply because I saw an ad, or somebody was at it. I don't know quite how to explain this. It was a YouTube reel. Somebody had created a company out of China. I assume it was an aerospace company. I don't remember the name right now. It was an unusual, like the letter N and then Flick or Flirk, or it was an unusual name, and I don't quite understand the name. But anyway, and they had created a prototype out on their floor. Hey, Paramarv. And the prototype was coming out, or not the prototype, but the actual, as it was stated in this YouTube reel, it was expected to be coming out in 2028, and it was a replacement for a new helicopter. And the front end of it reminded me of the transport vehicles in SSP, and I about fell out of my chair when I saw the front end of this, and it got my attention big time, like hardcore, and it got me to thinking, who's making the SSP transport vehicles? Is it military? What country is making them? Is it the United States, or is it another country? And I'm asking if it's military based, or is it some gigantic aerospace industry corporation, conglomerate? It didn't even dawn on me to start asking these questions until I saw that YouTube reel. Now, I did post it on my Facebook page, but I don't think I made it public. And there goes the face again. Stupid hormones have made my skin just itch like crazy. It drives me nuts. Sorry, pet peeve. Try not to bring that into the public purview, but it just, when your face just starts itching, or even your arms and hands. Anyway, so I find it really fascinating as to Oh, hey, Cheryl. Crystal. Hello, Crystal Williams. How you doing, hun? Um, it, it it really got me to thinking if in SSP, because I flew the transport vehicles, um, all the pilots pretty much had their own transport vehicle. I hope I don't mispronounce your name, but hello, thank you for being a new subscriber. um, Sokola? I hope I said that correctly. Um, anyhow, oh, hello, user. Oh, James. Okay. Um, or Silwa or Sil. Okay. Sil would be easier for me. Thank you, though. Um, so yeah, I just it fascinates me because somebody has to be making these vehicles. I remember going through flying from certain locations, like from Mars to um, the backside of Mars. How do you say that? um, one side of Mars to, oh God, is it Neptune? Titan or Triton is the, I think it's the, that's the name of the base. It's a moon planet off of Neptune. And that planet is, well, that moon planet is the closest. ET abductions, deep government, SSP. Somebody's asking, what's my channel about? Energy, frequency, targeting. I don't get into SRA because other people know more about that than I do. Check the flight logs. Well, yeah, regarding SSP, that's a bit of a different matter because of how we are used. And I believe the last time I was used in SSP, I think it would have been 2023. So 3 years ago. I don't do remote viewing. I do talk about it periodically, but remote viewing is very, very different. Oh, good God. What's my Angel? Angel is asking, what is your favorite perfume? Oh my God. That's a subject. I couldn't even begin to tell you right now. It's something that I don't wear very often. Um, oh my God, I haven't bench weighted in years. I haven't done bench. I hadn't. Oh God, I can't use my words. I haven't done that in years. I used to. I did well past my weight back then. So anyway, that's supposed to say there's a lot of benefit. Yeah. How's my day? Oh, Wizard. Okay. I know they do metal forging in cloaked orbital platforms. There's quite a few benefits because of the microgravity, how the metal recrystallizes. Yeah, and see that I know it when I hear it and I know that that's true, but I don't remember it. What I remember are what I well, excuse you, Mr. Grumbly. I have a dog in my room. I don't typically keep my door open, but I kept my door open and he came in and laid down and he's been kind of grumbly. And I don't mean his stomach or anything like that. He's just acting like an old dog. And I'm like, you are not an old dog. Anyway, I get easily distracted tonight. It's because, one, I'm too tired, and two, I've been in a lot of pain today. So I get distracted real easily right now. So just a heads up. So I know Wizard Whitkus is telling the truth because of what I remember. I just don't remember. I know that's truth. I just don't remember it on the spot because what I remember are running my hands over the vehicle, that kind of thing. Uh, so there's that. So so El Reno. Um, I can't check the flight logs because it's not unless you're part of SSP and you're active. You'll be lucky if you remember when you come back um, how they operate and how they deal with you because they try to wipe your memories. That fun. Whole nother subject. But anyway, I would love to be able to. Hello. I would love to be able to check the flight logs. Um, okay, so a lot of benefits. Yeah. Let's see. What was my? Oh, that's a great question. What was your? So Sil is asking, what was your first memory of SSP? My very first memory that I didn't understand because quit licking the lamp. Sorry, folks. Do not lick the lamp. Um, Boy, we're in a licky mood. God, what do you say to that when you have a dog who's just like, I want to lick everything? No, you can't lick everything, baby. No. Um, anyway, so back to my first memory of SSP that I did not understand. I thought it all was part of my regular ET abductions, and that was watching. Oh God, what was he about? Somewhere between 8 and 10 feet tall, an ET, a reptilian-like extraterrestrial, walking on the right side, right up. We were walking down a hallway, and I remember seeing the tall ET on the right, and then a human male, less than 6 feet tall, but taller than 5'8", in military uniform, walking side by side right down the hallway. And this extraterrestrial was a big MFer, huge. I mean, and I don't, it's weird because I don't remember a tail on him, but God, he was big. And those corridors, those hallways, that's what blew my mind was that not only the ET, but I was used to seeing ETs, but the size of the hallway. And it was a really long hallway, and I don't know how long I had been walking, but I was walking behind them. So that's an answer. Don't ask me what year that was. 2019 to 2021. That's all I can tell you because it's a timeline. It's likely in my journal note somewhere, which is one of the reasons why I tell everybody if you have something strange going on, for goodness sake, make journal notes. Whoops. That's for somebody else. All that info. Write journal notes. Kid you not, they will be a lifesaver. And they can help you figure out patterns. I can't begin to stress that enough. This, because of me making journal notes about what was taking place with me, things that just didn't jive, they didn't make sense, and then I started writing down the years of what had been taking place that didn't make sense. Things that medical doctors were like, what the hell is going on with you? Dealing with female issues because, hello, as part of an ET abductee, when you're a female, you start having different things happen. And I'm not going to get into the graphics of that right now, but it gets very in detailed in things. And from losing uh, a fully formed zygote in the toilet to hemorrhaging to, I mean, it gets very graphic, folks. So and the zygote is a fertilized egg in a specific form. I had to look that up. I was like, I know what this is, but I can't call it into my head. And I didn't get the Zy part. I got the got, the goat, GOTE part. But anyway, that's another subject. So as an ET abductee in the hybridization program, things started finally making sense to me, especially when I was 13 and 14 years old. Especially right after they took the first infant from me, after a 5-month pregnancy, and me basically in school, in the nurse's office, in pain, rocking and rolling like this and like this, side to side, because on a cot, literally in a closet, because that's what they had. They had a curtain across the closet in junior high, and I was moaning because I was in so much pain, and they couldn't do anything. And my mom couldn't come and get me, and they would be like weeks of that. So as an ET abductee, these things make a difference. Things in your life, when you start putting the pieces together, it's a hell of an eye-opener. But this is how I figured out that ET abductions, they're not only a business, they're not only seasonal. Now, what that, for me, that means that I am abducted, usually in the summer, and they start injecting new hormones. Hello, ladies, pay attention. This is a big freaking deal. This is what I've learned the very hard way. Especially when you have an ET standing right next to you in your own home, and it's the middle of the night, you can't sleep, you're zoning out on TV, and the next thing you know, you hear them walk behind you and to your left, and you have your arm in a specific position, and the next thing you realize, you can't move your arm. There's not a damn thing wrong with the rest of your body, but you literally cannot move from your shoulder to your wrist. And you realize that they put that section of your body in a time bubble. And they didn't put the whole thing. Frickin' lost my head over that. I was pissed. And the next thing I feel is a needle going into my arm. I got really angry, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing to me? I couldn't move my head, which was weird. I mean, I was like this. Oh, got your arm out, and you're like, what the hell are you doing to me? Oh, it's an inoculation. No, it's not. What are you doing? It's an inoculation. I'm like, mother effer. So, yeah, make journal notes. Journal note everything. And because of that incident, now granted, it was also, that was in what was that? 20, no, it wasn't 2020. I think it was 2021. There was something that was about to happen. That specific incident had to do with the viruses that were going around the world. That was a different ballgame. But it triggered other memories of when they were doing this to me, from teenagerhood all the way on. That's screwing with our hormones in order to get our bodies. See, this is what I figured out. So in June, I start having the beginning of that. By July, ouch, By July, I had the hormones every year for over 20 years. My hormones went wonky in July and August, specifically August. There was always a buildup. Could never figure it out. The doctors were like still trying to figure out what the hell was going on with me. Oh, it's this and it's that. And it's like, now I understand. Question and answer one. What the heck was that just popped up on my screen? So anyway, there's that bit of information. Write things down. It makes a gigantic difference when you're being ET abducted, and you can't figure out what the hell is going on. So yeah, it was a great mind bender. And then by September, I was either pregnant or ET human hybrid pregnant. That's how I call it. ET human hybrid pregnant, because that all applies. Every one of that. I could say hybrid, but what the hell? You need to have specifics in it. So, and then by October, if it wasn't September, then it was October. Rarely was it November, but it was always a 3-month pregnancy. So if it was in November, then you're looking at February. Or at the end of October, you're still looking at the end of February. So right around my birthday time. So yeah, that's fun. And then it was that way for many years. So for me, growing up, there was a time when I was having 3 and 4 kids in 1 year. When they started doing the 3-month route, not the 5-month route, but the 3-month route. And I know other women who swear to they're like, I swear it is not 3 months, it's 6 weeks. Well, that's their experience. They're with sorry. They're with a different group of extraterrestrials who are doing hybridization as well. So there are multiple different levels of hybridization programs. Again, this is why it's important to write stuff down. What is my religion? I'm an unusual Christian. Let's put it that way. Have I ever heard? No, I've never heard of that term. Light of the matter, yeah. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Hey, Woo Riders and Jet Builder, how you folks doing? I have no idea. Okay, thank you. Oh, hey, Amy, thank you. Happy puppy distracting, yes. Wizard. They also partition memories off, and over time the partition may weaken and start to bleed back into your memory. Yes, very true, Wizard. Oh man, that is incredibly true. Not only can they block the memories, they can put screen memories over. That's fun. They did that to me when I was a child. And then I broke it. Broke the screen memory. And the screen memory, I haven't talked about that in quite some time, but the screen memory when I was a child, I was 7 years old, and the ET, 7, 8 foot tall ET, at at the foot of my bed. I was trying to figure out how to say that again. Anyway, at the foot of my bed, and God, such a stressful situation as a child. Anyway, so the screen memory that they put over was the what was already taking place with me. I had a ghost in the house. I had a female ghost in the house. Landlocked. Oh my God, Nikki, that's not the phrase I wanted. Earthbound. That's the phrase I wanted. Why am I starting to shake? Blood sugar's fine. Hormones are fine. Why am I we hit a trigger. What the F is the trigger? Whoa, I've got a memory in the process of trying to come up. I'm starting to shake. Like from the inside, not the fingers yet. Wow. Okay, apparently I hit a trigger. And not a damn clue what the frick the trigger is. Anyway, it's gotta be because I really am tired. I had to take some lion's mane and some B12 just to make sure I was gonna be alert and awake enough to even talk. But it's the screen memory. So the woman, the ghost, the spirit, the female spirit, she had died. She had loved the house. She had wanted children. She was a newlywed. She was a week into being married and she and her husband bought the house that my mom ended up owning. And it's quite the... She used to sit in the basement in a rocking chair. And she would sit and sing, and you could hear her sitting and rock. Well, you could hear her rocking in the chair because it wasn't. It was a half dirt basement, half cement, and you could hear the rocker on a. There was a rock down there, and you could hear it hit that rock. It was the strangest damn thing. I don't talk about that rock very often, but anyway, you could hear her rocking, and she was singing. And then when my grandmother, like a year and a half, 2 years later, came to live with my mom and I, she used to tell my mom, there's spooks in the house, there's spooks in the house. Well, to her, spooks were ghosts, and she could see them. Well, people thought my grandmother was losing her mind. This was the 1970s, and this was one of the things that she told me when I was very young, to never divulge, never talk about what I psychically saw. Shh, Nicole, we don't talk about those things. They'll put us in the crazy house. They'll put us in the nut house. And I'm like, what's that, Grandma? So, yeah, here this woman was, and she used to come, and because I had problems sleeping when I was a child, and I didn't think anything of it. She would come and sit down on the edge of my bed and sing me to sleep. My mom would read a book. My mom would sing me to sleep. Something would wake me up, or I would wake up a couple hours later, and I could never go back to sleep. I always had problems going back to sleep. And I think it was because of the ET abductions. Or I'd hear something just in my... kind of, you know how you have peripheral vision? It's kind of like peripheral hearing. I don't know how else to describe it. And yeah, I'm starting to have a reaction. Wow. Oh, this is going to be fun tonight. That means I'm going to need to take some lemon balm to help keep me calm. Oh, this is going to be fun. So at this stage now, my memories start coming back either really fast, or if it's a big one, like I suspect this one is, this is one of the physical reactions that wow, start going through. It's almost like you're cold, but you're not. It's like your nerves underneath in the core of your body start reacting, but it's like the nerves are reacting and are starting to do a frequency vibrate, and it is not psionic, what they are calling psionic weapons right now, psionic microwave dews, that kind of thing. Wow. Um, there's something about that screenshot. I've not reacted to it before in many, many years. That's interesting. Anyway, so she would come and sit and talk, and either talk to me and usually start singing to me, to help me get to sleep. This spirit, this ghost, she loved children and she helped care for me, which is phenomenal. Um, and because I could see her at the time, and then all of that went away after this ET, I begged and pleaded and jumped on my bed and bounced on my bed, and they brought me back, and I'm like, oh, please, 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 you know, what little kids do. And show me, because we had just come off the ship, and I had seen her on ship, and she cloaked herself on the way down, and the room was bright, 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 bright white light, and there she was, and she was like, okay, I will only, and of course this is forethought, her forethought, I mean, that's obvious, I will only show you, you have to get into bed. Well, of course, you have a child who gets into bed and the covers are on them. It's going to come across to the human adult who comes running when that kid starts screaming that it's a nightmare. Well, this was a 7-8 foot tall nightmare standing in front of you. I freaked out over what she looked like. So yeah, you see something that looks like blood red skin, and I do mean blood red. Those real specific colors, and like blue black veins running through it. It terrified me, and she was reptilian on top of it, which made it even worse for me. So there's, you've got those kind of situations. Can't remember. Oh, so screen memories. So they put the screen memory of what I had already been doing, which was hello. This ghost was singing me to sleep, and they put that right in front of that memory, because at times the ghost would sit not just right next to me, but at the foot of the bed, because there were times that I would get very, almost, I wouldn't say despondent. What would be the word? I got very upset, and I remember I used to huff. I used to sit up in bed and then flop back in bed, just flop and do this great big huff, because I was so frustrated that I couldn't sleep. So, so they used one of my own memories against me, and when I realized that as an adult, boy, did I get pissed off. I was livid. I was not a happy camper over it. So, House 8 Realm, hello. Oh, hello. Greetings from Germany and cheers. Hi. How you doing? Let's see. JR SX1KM. Is this channel about aliens, ET? Yes. Stupid squeaky chair. Ryan McFadden or Fadden? I can't tell. So these large base craft, we think they're off-world, but in the solar system, yeah, there are some. Well, okay, so you've got ET ships, um, some that can be interdimensional, and some that can uh, only travel in our galaxy. Um, some that can go through, because there is a portal. There is it's a jump portal, uh, really far away from, but off the end of Neptune, quite a distance off of Neptune, and that will take you into essentially into another galaxy. God, that's just a mind trip for me to even talk about that. But yeah, that so yeah, you there's all kinds of travel. Battleliner, who is one of my mods, his name is Robert. He for a Christmas gift one year, he took me an astral and took me to where one of my hybrid kids was, because um, I was missing my baby so badly, and it it was quite the thing. We traveled through. At first, I called them portals, and then I called them vortexes because they spun, and they spun so much that they made my head. I was just like, "Oh my god, I'm dizzy! I'm like yelling into the microphone. Oh my god, Robert, is it going to be much longer? Because I'm so dizzy." And it just really screwed with my equilibrium. And as soon as we came out the end of that last portal vortex, uh, wormhole, I don't know what the hell to call it. I still don't know what the hell to call it. But as soon as we came out the end of that, uh, we saw a planet, and before the planet was the ship where the ship that I knew of that had my kid on it, and I was expecting to see my kid on that ship, and he took us straight through the ship and straight down to the and remember, this is all astral. Straight through the ship and down to the planet, and straight to my son. And it was wild, because when we went through the ship recognized my soul in astral, because the ship, that specific kind of extraterrestrial ship, real extraterrestrial ship, it's living conscious metal. It's morphine conscious metal. I don't care how you say it. It is living metal, and it is conscious. And those ships are usually based on love and caring and helping and that kind of thing. And I don't give two shits if you don't believe this. I mean, I saw some laughing things. I don't care. These are my experiences. This is what I know. This is what I remember. Um, that's fine. You don't have to believe. But I am an ET abductee. I am part of a hybridization program. I have done extensive amount of energy work over the course of, oh God, 8 years, Robert? Robert and Amy know. So somebody else do the math. It's 2018. I mean, I was doing energy work long before that, but I really got into heavy duty energy work. So yeah. Um, Epsil Esp Solo says they're not from space. Look up Joseph Jordan Unholy Communion and also Jack Parsons wiki entry. No, they are from space. And if we're hitting into the level of where the people are posting about the CIA, and that this is oh God, what the hell are they calling it? construct. That's not what I know. That is not at all what I have witnessed. That is, to me, that is a flat out lie. Um, so there's that. Wizard, I've always have had memories of being taken at night when I was young. Yeah, same. I've got so many of those that it's just like, and back then they were, ouch, back then they were dropping me off in the wrong, they weren't dropping me off at home. They were dropping me off blocks away from my home in the middle of the night as a 5 to 7 and 8-year-old child. And I was having to get back home myself. And my mom would come in the morning, "Hey, Nikki, it's time to wake up." "Oh my God, why are your feet so dirty?" Well, hello, that was why. Um, okay, let's see. JR is saying UFO are not alien, it's humans. Think about it. The UFO use nuclear reactors. That's why people and animals are mutated. Nope. That's fine if that's what you believe and that's your opinion. That's fine. But that's not at all what I know firsthand experience. Zach. Okay, Zach, that's not cool. That his wife or his ex-wife, whatever. That's not cool. We're not keeping that in here. Tony Chin says, "Show us your feet already." Nope. Ryan is saying it's not humans, we're too dumb. And you can't time travel backwards because of causality. Everybody's got an opinion on stuff, and I understand that. CK Jones 11 is asking, "Are you talking about an alien abduction?" Yes, I am. Wizard is saying some of the craft use as EPM for power 0 point power module. Oh, here we go again. Watson Hall 3002 is saying, "Are you sure this isn't all in your head, my dear? See a doctor about hormones, they'll help you." Typical bullshit response. Um, okay. Zero Earth is asking, "Are you a hybrid?" Well, I've always thought of myself as a human. Which that question actually gets right into genetics, human chimeras. One of the things that I talked about last week is the fact that when a human woman is pregnant with a human child, those genetics run through the human body, that runs through the female body. Well, they've been able to scientifically prove, that a baby's genetics um, stay in a woman's body, stay in that uh, birth mother's body, I guess is how I'm going to say that, um, and also in the brain. Well, doesn't that also happen and apply to ET abductions and ET, specifically in the hybridization program, specifically with women who become a surrogate mother like me, where I've got over 30 hybrid children? ET human hybrid children. It was mind-bending for me to say. But it's my truth. And that's the other thing we're going to talk about, is the true you. Be the true you. Anyway, so in answer to your question, are you a hybrid? I don't believe I am. Other people have called me that, but I don't believe I am. Are, El Reno. There we go. El Reno, are we ever going to see an abduction while you're live streaming? I've asked them. Not for an abduction, but to show up right next to me or right behind me on live camera. So, you never know. Well, sorry. Wow, crazy. Nikki, sorry this has happened to you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Skid is saying, could the UFO take off with you in it? Yes. Mosh Cryptor, abductee? Yes, abductee. Casey Jones, where are the hybrids now? Okay, that's a great question. As far as I know, okay, many of, oh, don't start stomach. Many of the children usually go into sciences, not all of them. Some become teachers. Some meet and have relationships and have children. I've got a number of grandchildren now, and I believe a few grandchildren and a few great grandchildren. My first, sorry, I was trying to think of too many things at once, and my brain couldn't handle it because I'm too tired. My oldest is 43. I think 43. Somebody else do the math. I think 80. It was like 83 or 84. I don't remember right now. Anyway, and she's just drop dead gorgeous. Matter of fact, I put her, the closest image that I could get AI to create is actually on a picture that I put on the post on my YouTube channel. And she's like, you've got the center picture, and then she's kind of in the bottom part of the center picture. And that's what she would look like if she were 100% human. But her head is, ouch, oh, that hurt my back. Her head is bigger. And I'm not gonna say what species of ET she is, but yeah, she's just drop dead gorgeous. I was just like, whoa. I went, my genetics did that? Holy. But she's 7 feet tall. Super, super, super skinny. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Soul-wise, too, her soul is just, wow, I just realized I just called out to her, and I didn't even, it just dawned on me what my brain just did. Oh, that I am too tired. Anyway, So they go to teach. Um, they go to teach others a lot of times. So in answer to that question, Fish E100 says aliens are demons. No, they're not. I'm sorry you believe that, but no, they're not. I have firsthand experience. No, they're not. Uh, Danny Hawk 7013. Nikki, do you have any moderators? Yeah, I do. Um, they've been in here taking quite a few things out. There are a lot of rude people in here. Yeah. They've been doing really great with the mods. Or the mods have been doing really great with the trolls, so thanks. Or the rudeness, those who are being just really rude. Fishy 100, most likely interdimensional travels. Um, Den Strawley, you talk like that in my chat, I will remove you and block you. I'm not gonna listen to that crap. Um, that was not okay. Casey Jones, what is MK Ultra? Oh my god, it's a form of torture. MK Ultra, don't ask me what it stands for. I don't rightly give two shits, and I hate it. MK Ultra is a form of extreme torture. It can be used on anybody, and I do mean anybody. It was used on me when I was 8. Sorry. My anger just kicked in. It was used on me when I was 8 years old. And it was used on a lot of children that were even younger in order to mentally break them. But I had two CIA operatives yelling and screaming over me that they couldn't break me and they didn't understand why. I don't know if they ever did. I don't have memories of that, and I've never had alters come up. I've never, what people call alters are another way of saying multiple personality. I've never had that. I've never had that experience. But usually that is what happens with people who have gone through MK Ultra. They go through such extreme trauma and torture. It is a major psychological warfare trauma. And it's done to break the psychology, the mental mind of the person, and so that they can then turn around and start building what they want in whatever way. And you can have multiple different alters. I've learned about that from other people, and it's been a hell of an eye-opener. And there have been times I've just sat and cried for people that I know, because I'm like, for them to remember what they've gone through in their MK Ultra torture fest. I don't know what the hell do you call it. It's flat out torture. I mean, it's nutball crazy stuff. Oh, shut up, chair. And it's horrific. It's just truly, truly horrific. And the rebuilding, they can do it in such a way that they can put triggers in your mind to where they can turn you on or shut you down. Shut down a personality. And it can be anything. And when I was in the GATE program, mine was initiated in the GATE program, Gifted and Talented Education. That's why I don't like the GATE program. There's a legitimate side and then a extremely highly detrimental CIA side that was illegally used on citizens of the United States where I live. Um, and I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I found out in the last year that, well, in the last, really the last 3 years, but hardcore in the last year. Oh, yeah, it's all coming back up again. Hang on a minute. I learned that Seattle was a major player. The city of Seattle was a major player in GATE program, in SSP, in military activity regarding all of this, and I'm just like, holy shit. I mean, it's you're talking different levels of torture and trauma in MK Ultra. So it is deliberately meant to cause trauma, to break the person and then rebuild them into what they want, and then trigger them in whatever way necessary. And it's like having a hidden side of you that you didn't even know about, from what I've learned from so many people. Um, so, um, Mosh, what are you specifically asking? Mosh is asking, is it all clinical or do they give pleasure to make it worth your effort? No, it's all physical violence. And, oh, somebody's got a motorcycle. That's not a motorcycle. Oh God, that's a specific kind of bike. Um, elect- Electric bike. I can't think of what it's called. Wow, didn't expect to hear that outside. Um, Wizard need a yeah, they're doing it. I'm as I'm going up in the chat, I'm seeing that they are doing, my mods are doing a great job. Alien memories. Yeah, haters make me tired, says Danny. Yeah, I agree. B12 like the birth control. Oh, I'm really far back in chat. Sorry, guys. What's your man's life 123 is asking what's your age? I'm 58. I didn't think about that a second. Woo. um, Whoops. Wow, I am really far back if you're just now asking what lion's mane. Lion's mane is a mushroom. Hang on a minute. Let me try. Ah, that hurt. This is the lion product placement. This is the lion's mane that I use. I love this company. Um, Host defense mushrooms, lion's mane mushrooms. It helps the brain in a lot of ways. So there you go. Now that's a company I would love to have sponsor me. Oh, their products, I love them. And I can actually digest quite a lot of them. So, whoa. I just had an orb in here. Holy F. Wow. Uh, wow. Okay. Wow. All right. Oh, hey Tim Mothman. How you doing, hun? Hi, Nikki and all. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Wizard, who's saying lion's mane as a medicinal fungus widely used to boost cognitive function, support brain health, and improve mood, often called the smart mushroom. Yep. Whoops. Um. Okay, I'm trying to get through the chat as quickly as I can, folks. Um. Yes, Wizard, the mods are cleaning it up. They're knocking stuff out. It may not be. I don't know how fast it is, but it is. Okay. Toxic Tommy. Are you from space? Because you look like an angel. Thank you. It's a weird way. Zigzag. Who's Nikki? I'm Nikki. Um. Hey, Dominic from North Dakota. Hello, Zigzag. Nice to meet you. Um. Oh my God. Como Kane? Como Kane. Never heard of that one. What are your top two favorite PG-13 movies? Holy cripes. Not a clue right now. Couldn't tell you. That's the kind of thing, if it pops up, I couldn't tell you. I have so many favorite movies that I don't have. Well, that's not true. I was just going to make a liar out of myself. I was just about to say I don't have any favorite number one movies. That's not true. On the spot, I can't think of what they are at the moment. Um, kind of look like that woman from Home Alone. Really. Where are my birds? I don't have birds. Selena Girl 69. There are not, nor ever have been, aliens, and causality is not opinion, it's hard physics. Um, that's a full blown. The physics I don't have an issue with. The causality I don't have an issue with. The statement of there are not, nor ever have been aliens, that's a lie. That's a ball face, flat out lie. Do you know how many people I know who are abductees? ET abductees. Do you know how many people I have actually met on board ship and have never seen in regular life, and then all of a sudden you meet them and you're like, how the hell do I know you? And then all of a sudden it clicks and it's like, oh my God, you're on that ship and you've done this and you've done that. And yeah, it's real. Whether your personal choice to believe in that doesn't affect me, it affects you and you alone. But that's not what I know. I know them to be real. They've been in my home repeatedly, my entire life, in fact. That's fine. You have a choice. So do I. Um, Sky. No. Sill. Okay, Nikki, don't get upset. We got you. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Um, 904th 904, the heat. They are demons, not aliens. I'm sorry you believe that. Selena Girl 69 cannot crossbreed aliens with humans no more than you can cross a mushroom with a blue whale. You're funny. Matter of fact, to me, that kind of statement is delusional. And it also tells me you don't know shit. I don't care what kind of sciences you're in. It, to me, tells me that you don't know shit about human genetics combined with extraterrestrial genetics and which ones do go together and which ones don't. And the fact that extraterrestrials are thousands of years advanced in sciences than we ever could be. Wow. But, that's your opinion. I get that. I completely disagree with it. And that's okay. Because I've got my opinion too. Mr. Nobody Memes. It's a guy I know who was captured by the government. He tells a crazy tale. Yeah, I know a couple of people who were. And they've talked about it quite publicly. No, that's actually not true. 904, the heat, every abductee who has used the name of Jesus Christ during the abduction caused it to cease. That's not accurate. There are certain extraterrestrials, and they are very, very, very few in the amount of extraterrestrials there are, but there are very, very few who believe in Jesus as Christ, who believe in what we know as God as a source. And those specific extraterrestrials will, if a human is in the process of being abducted by them and makes that statement about Jesus, then they stop the abduction. There are many, many others extraterrestrials who do not have that belief and will continue the abduction. Ouch. So you gotta recognize that. Yeah, mind control. Let's see. Bright Knit is asking, so what happened to you? What is your experience? I'm a lifelong ET abductee. I'm 58 years old. My mother told me that we were abducted when she was pregnant with me. So it's been happening for me, it's been happening for my mom, I guess, her entire life. And then it started happening with me as soon as I was born. So there's that. I was weirdly, I'm going to say it this way, I was essentially raised by humans and also by extraterrestrials. That is no joke. I have a memory of being 4 years old on board a ship that's the Butterfly Nebula. I know it as the Infinity Galaxy, and at 4 years old, I was on board the ship that passed that nebula, and shortly thereafter, I was ordered, because I was always asking questions and running around, and they didn't want me running around. And God, I wouldn't shut up. I was just constantly asking questions. What's this? What's that? Da, 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 da. And they literally had me sit my ass on the ground, on the floor, and wrap my hands like this, or like this, around an extraterrestrial's legs, and its foot was between my feet, um, crisscrossed legs. And I would look up, and he would tell me, and he was kind of like he was like an ET father. I don't know how else to explain that. Um, so I was raised around them. How else do you say this? I mean, you're abducted so many times throughout your entire lifetime that it becomes natural and normal. But then when you start getting older, you start freaking out over certain things. I mean, it just, um, what do you say? I don't know what to say. I mean, this has been going on my entire life. Um, Woo Riders is saying MK Ultra is a CIA mind control and chemical interrogation program. It was used on mostly unwilling people. Um, oh my God, excuse me. Wizard says to fracture the psyche so they can create altars that they compartmental. Thank you. That was the word I couldn't think of. So that they compartmentalize. I've heard now, though, they can use an implanted chip to fracture the psyche. Holy crap. That's the first I'd heard of that. Holy crap. That's hardcore. How do I not know? Because I stopped keeping. Okay, so John X1CC is asking, I'm not saying you haven't been through it, but how do you not know what it stands for? That's actually a really good question. I used to know it, and now the terminology has become minutia to me because I'm so, as my son says, I'm so far into this. There are certain phrases or certain program names. It all just ends up becoming minutia to me. And I know it, but to repeat it back, it's just like whatever. I'm tired of it, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm tired of, at 58 years old, I am sick and tired of being of having to deal with the SSP shit, but at the same time, I want my memories back. So I'm doing what I have to in order to remember them and remember them as naturally as I can. So that's an answer to your question. Whoops. Brightnet. Well, usually when someone is traumatized is very specific what happened to not vague words. Huh? I think I get what you're talking about, but that was not well worded. Sorry. Yeah, Woo Writers is saying do some research. It helps. They were about to have MK Ultra congressional hearings. It got canceled almost 2 weeks ago. Highly classified 5565 says conspiracy bullshit. No, it's not. It's my experiences, and if you don't like it, that's fine. Move along. Nixter, I don't. That's other people's stuff. Andrea. Andrea, did you graduate in Washington State? Woo Riders. Then the CIA took at least 40 boxes of MK Ultra files and JFK files from Tulsi Gabbard's office recently, days before the Congress MK Ultra hearing was postponed. Yeah, I heard about that. So therefore there is no trauma? No, there's a lot of other trauma about other things. Um, and it all interplays with itself. That came out wrong, but it all interplays is the only way I know how to say it right now. It all interacts. All the information all interacts. Um, yeah, Montauk was very different. I know people who experienced Montauk, and it so much worse than MK Ultra. Woo! I hit a button. Bright Knit is saying you will be considered an enemy. Who are you talking to? Neil Byrne, what do you think about the new 6G they are testing on nautical vessels? Full roll out by 2030. I'm sure a new, bigger sickness coming with it also. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. What do I think about it? It's pretty scary because I've been hearing people in tech talking about 8G and how severe that is going to be on the human body, and extreme forms of control. So it's building up to, in my opinion, this is only opinion, I believe it's building up to full on control of the human body. Uh, Tanner Can 7262 says bullshit. Okay. JR, have we ever considered that aliens could be as small as bacteria? Some aliens can be, actually. Andrea is saying aliens are demons. Nephilim, no, they're not. Arthur says E.T. abducted her salad. That's funny. Brittany Capone is saying hi, hello. Wizard, have you experienced... At times when I'm in the half awake, half asleep state just before I doze off, I find myself in a tank or a stasis. No, I've not experienced that. No, I used to have, when I was in that form of just before sleep, I would really hear the spirits around me talking and they wouldn't shut up. It was like having anywhere from 5 to 15 people having a party around the head of your bed every time you're going to bed and going to sleep. That's fun as a psychic medium, and you finally have to yell at them, and you're not only yelling it verbally, you're saying it in your head and yelling it. Get out! You want to have a conversation? Go into my living room and have a conversation, but don't do it around while I'm trying to go to sleep. So, that's what I've experienced. um, or my guide's talking to me, and I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me now? Really? Arthur, that is not funny. Um, Daphne 6463. Hello, my grandma passed away yesterday. We weren't expecting it. Do you believe that there is a life after this one so that we can meet together again? Absolutely. And I'm really sorry about your grandmother. Very, very heartfelt. I am so sorry about that. Great question, Carrie. Carrie Paduzzi 4095 is asking, are you first generation being an abductee? No, I'm not. My mom was, and I honestly believe that my grandmother and my mom's mom and my mom's grandfather were my my mom's mom and my mom's father were. God, sorry. Um, Amy, the celery thing. um, the shred faster. Hello. Thank you to my mods. Happy 1SW. Is there any evidence you could produce? Yeah, I've got photographic evidence of what was done to my body, and I've got certain medical evidence, but I'm not producing that publicly. I did show much of it in the last. I think that I'm trying to remember. I always get confused if I started this in 2021 or 2022. I think it was June of 2022. Because in Yeah, it was because in 2021 was when I was in the process of trying to set the computer up and to make it really secure and as safe as possible so I could be doing lives and all of that. So yeah, it was done in 2022. So between 2022 and 2024, I was showing it. I was showing lots of pictures of things. You'd have to go back through my podcasts, my different lives that I've done to find it. Um, yeah, Tim Mothman says, "Hey, okay, trolls, hit the like button before we ban you." Right on. Um, JR, oh, you're okay. You're asking somebody else. Never mind. I don't like. Chicken wings expert is asking, "What's your favorite flavor of chicken wings?" I don't like chicken wings. Um, but I love drumsticks. They're not my favorite, but I do like drumsticks. Um, Sweet and spicy, but not horribly spicy. um, Thank you, Tim. Thank you, dear. Hey, Joe. Thank you for being here, hun. Um, Whoo! I'm not touching that one, Mr. Dunham. 1B4N. Um, great statement, but I'm not touching that one. Not live anyway. Happy, happy? Yeah, Happy 1SW. Are you a lifelong ET abductee? Yes, I am. Anchor Haven. Hey, Anchor Haven, how you doing, hun? Thank you, Tim. Um, okay. Joe Monk says, Tim, my bat was needed. Yeah, bat him out. Bat her up. Yeah. Ow. Oh, my back. Um, okay, here is. Okay, this is an interesting statement, and normally I wouldn't read it out loud, but this is kind of a big deal. Mr. Dunham 1 B4N says, I wonder if CIA is perhaps where the Nazis went after World War II. No. Um, they went into SSP, besides Brazil, in my opinion. But yeah, there's sections of SSP that are that specific group, and it to me it's terrifying. That it's just like, wow, really, really bad. Um, anyway, oh my god, that hurt. Wow. Okay. That was bad. I don't care to go through that again. Teddy Trey for okay, that's interesting. Amy is responding to somebody and saying, "Do you have a stuck key or are you a broken record?" Yeah, right on, Amy. Um, yeah, thank you, Anchor Haven. Anchor Haven is saying John Whitberg has spoken a lot on about MK Ultra on my show. There is traditional and modern processes. Awesome. Thank you, dear. Thank you, thank you. Um, what was my first memory encountering an extraterrestrial life form? My first memory was when I was 4 years old, and I remember it. I remembered it until somewhere between the ages of 9 to 11, 9 to 12 or thereabouts. But by that point, I was trying to discount myself and discredit myself, and in thinking that it was a dream. And so it stuck with me all my life. It stuck hard with me all my life. That was from 1972, I think. Yeah, 72, 1972. So that's my first full-blown memory. Although I recently, like this year, remembered a 3-year-old memory, and it's so not even um it's of my mom and I being abducted, but I don't remember. It's not in the foreground of my memories right now. Although I do have it written down, really well written down. Um, so, um, happy 1SW. What characteristics did the alien you encountered have physically? Oh God, honey, I've been around 7 foot tall grays. That I call the tall whites because they are so pasty gray that they look white. Even up close, unless you're like 1 foot to 3 feet in front of them, you're not going to be able to tell they're a gray by their skin color. Um, but by their physicality, their physical description, super skinny arms and legs, a certain number of them, certain kinds of those grays have 3 fingers. Some have four, or 3 fingers and a thumb. How do you 3 fingers and a thumb? That kind of thing. But it's four. It's 4 fingers, 4 digits. Um, Some extraterrestrials that have 3 fingers, they'll have 4 toes. I always found that interesting. What else? I've seen reptilians. I've seen all kinds of extraterrestrials. I've seen Lyran type extraterrestrials that I know are called Laborian. Oh God. I've seen ones that look like they're human, truly look like they are a human being, but they're 7 feet tall. I've seen extraterrestrials that look human, but they're 6 to 7 feet tall and they're all bald. Some of those specific ones are blue. Some of them are green. Some of them are Caucasian. Some of them, well, very few of them are brown. Green and blue and Caucasian are what I remember the most. I have come across ones that are so pasty Caucasian they're almost albino white, but not quite, but close. Okay, I'm about to scream. I'm getting really bad pain in my hip. I'm going to put me on mute. You're going to see a face. I apologize ahead of time. Okay, now that that's over with. Well, not completely, but anyway. So that's a weird way to answer your question, Happy. How do you think the control takes place? Well, ETs, the ones that do the actual physical abduction are usually different than the ones on board the ship. At least from my experiences. God. I've been taken by 3 different groups. I've been taken by the ones that do hybridization. I've been taken by another group I don't even know. There are different kinds on board that ship. The ship was not living conscious metal. God, that really hurt. Ouch. So, and then the other one is the group that works with SSP, which started for me when I was 8 years old. So there's that. And they all do something different, but yet they don't. They all control the human brain. I for Outlaw. Oh, hello, hun. There's underground water bases everywhere. Yes, they are. Yes, very much they are. Um, yes, Tim Mothman. There are underground subway systems between the bases. Yeah. Okay. Anchor Heaven, yes. Maglev train network connects the whole planet. Yeah, underground. Yep, yep, yep. I've seen it. Matter of fact, Amy can attest to that because I had a major freak out over it. Whoo, did I freak out? She had her hands full with me that night because I started having flashback memories and I kind of lost my shit over it, and that was 2023. Yeah, I was like, wow. That's right. How are we doing this evening? Hurting, but grand scheme of things, okay, I suppose. The hell am I smelling now? Hang on a minute, guys. Trying to figure out if I've got. Okay, it's something somebody else gave me. I know what that is. Okay, it's just it hit my senses for the first time. Um, you don't like chicken wings, blasphemer? Yeah, I am not a chicken wings fan. Okay. Hmm. It's gonna need pain meds pretty soon. Wow. Cannot move from the seat. Um. Okay, let's see. Whoops, hit the button again, guys. Nikki, please. Okay. I for Atla is asking Nikki, please give me some advice. Who do you go to? Okay, lots of likes in there. Okay, Nikki, who do you go to? Some advice. Who do you go to if you have some major stuff, like who can you go to or trust with this kind of stuff? I'm in a number of groups, a number of private groups, support groups. There are a very small um, group of counselors uh, who can help. There are a number of other abductees and SSP people in the community. Um, and it depends on who you talk to and who you choose to talk to. Um, and you reach out. You find a way, you find a person's information. For example, I had a gentleman in my chat last week, um, and he messaged me this week on Facebook and asked me questions, and we had a conversation. Speaking of which, hello, Alexander. It was nice to talk to you. I think it was Friday night. Last night. Yeah, last night. Um, early, my early evening. It was his late evening for him. So, but he had questions, and he asked me a lot of questions, and they were good questions. Um, so you find people that are willing to talk to you. People that have similar experiences, and you got to be careful with some of the public groups, because you might get CIA, you might get agents in there, you might get a hell of a lot of trolls and a lot of people who don't believe. So you've got to who aren't experiencers but want to know what's going on, and so you've got to be really, really specific and really choosy in who you talk to. Um, so there's that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anchor Haven. Anchor Haven is saying Nikki did an awesome show on my channel recently. Thank you, dear. Very much appreciate that. Um, Trying to get through here. I don't know how far. Tangible Android. That is not okay in my chat. Okay. Wow. Keep that up and I will ban you. Um, yeah, I got a full baseball team right now. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Lady. Thank you, thank you. Marilyn, oh hey, good morning, hun. How are you doing? Um, about the blue aliens. Okay, Netta, MJ4LR, about the blue aliens. Whoops, god dang it, I hit a button. Miss Annabis, I think your mic is up. No, they would have been yelling at me. The chat would have been yelling at me. So, maybe go out and come back in. Right hip or left hip? Left hip, asks Wizard. About the blue aliens. What do you want to know about the blue aliens? Um, Lil Cam. Oh, did I miss Lil Cam? Oh, crap. Hello, Little Cam, if you're in here. I am not seeing you right now. Um, Hello Kitty Hannibun says hi. Hello. Um, Pancho and the Mule says there's no bluebird aliens. Actually, yeah, there are. They're a crossbreed. They're a crossbreed or a hybrid between a reptilian and um, a blue-feathered extraterrestrial. I don't know how else to say that. And I just recently heard information on that, and that's not my information to talk about. So, yeah, that was interesting to find that out. Anchor Haven, good advice about the groups. Thank you. User 64WYUVG. I am super excited for today's broadcast. Cool. That's what I'm saying, Nikki. Okay, I must have missed something. I think I'm getting closer. I4 Atlas saying, Nikki, thank you for creating the space. Yeah, you're welcome. If I could, I don't know if I could be a mod in it or not, but I've been thinking about creating like a um, Facebook page specifically for ET abductees, SSP, MK Ultra, my labs, because I'm also my labs, military laboratory. So yeah, that's a whole nother subject. It was a process. I went from, as far as I understand it now, and it may change, but this is how I understand it now. I went from the GATE program into MK Ultra, then into my labs, and then into SSP. That's as I understand it. That was the process for me. Oh, so Little Kim is in here. Thank you. Oh, there you are. Hey, hun. How you doing? Um, California. I like your background. Awesome. Thank you. Butterfly Nebula, and then I got this off of Amazon, and then I got the lights off of Amazon as well. Um, Your mod Haven, your mods are on fire. Yeah, I love my mods. I so appreciate them. Um, I'm not repeating that one, Joe. um, Little Kim, I'm actually going to a powwow tomorrow. God, I love powwow. My God, I'm so sorry. I love powwows. I really do. Um, okay. Nice. Awesome, Para. Or no, that was Lil Kim. God, I don't know why I said Para. Anyway, um, what the holy hell was that? I just heard metal clicking. Um, I for Atlas saying, Nikki, now that you have mentioned my labs, me labs? No, my labs. M-I, capital M, small letter I, capital L, small letter A-B-S, my labs, military laboratory. It's a whole nother subject, and I'm not getting into that one tonight because I still don't understand all of it. Um, think of my labs. I think of those dangers. Says Joe. Okay, when I hear of my labs, I think of those dangerous chemistry sets they used to give kids in the 60s. Oh my God, 60s and early 70s. I remember those because some of the kids in the neighborhood had some of the much older kids in the neighborhood had them. Um, okay, for Nikki, now that you have mentioned my lab, new UFO report has the gimbal. Gimbal backwards is standing for Geneva, which has been Geneva twist rotating device on it. Switzerland. Interesting. Um, Anchor Haven. Oh my gosh, darling. Yeah. She says, Nikki, take care of your pain. Don't push yourself. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, that's. We're gonna see. Because I pushed myself today, and that was part of the problem. That's why I'm like I am now. Oh, hey, Kai. Says, hi, Nikki. How you doing, hun? How's your knee? I've been meaning to ask you how your knee has been. It's been quite a while. I want to know how you're doing and walking and stuff. Um, mm-hmm. Oh, Sovereign! Ah! I'm glad you came in. I got told that on Tuesday, I got told that you were in Anchor Haven's chat and were saying hello and that you had a lot of questions for me. So I'm glad you came in. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman says, Nikki, I was watching you on Anchor Haven when you were cut off by a chat question while talking about MIB Jim. How did you meet him? Was surprised when I saw you on Rink with him. I met him on James. I met him on James Rink. James Rinks. My God, sorry. I met him on James Rink's podcast, Super Soldier Talk or Super Soldier Live Talk. Anyway, YouTube channel, and um, they asked me to stay and talk after the live broadcast, live stream. And wow, he blew my mind, and I knew he was legit. I psychically knew he was. Not only did I psychically know he was legit, but I also knew he was legit because of. Trying to be careful how I say this, because of other people that I knew in my past. Um, Hello, Shelley. Thank you, Joe. Um, he was, yeah, he has a tendency to do that, Anchor Haven. I'm not saying that out loud, but yeah, he has a tendency to do that. um, awesome response, Joe. I appreciate that. Shelley put down the book and just listen. Yeah, I agree. As a lifelong ET abductee, I get this is a hard subject for a lot of people. ET abductions is really difficult for many people, and they have such a difficult time with it. And this is why I ask the genetics. Are we human chimera? Are oh God, how do I say this? I'm trying to think of the sentence to say this. Um, Human genetics, ET genetics, when you get into hybridization, does that then turn the surrogate mother into a chimera? Has anybody seen a person where you're talking to them on video, on a live video call, and one of their pupils changes to a slit? I've seen that. Are they a chimera? One is a human pupil and the other one is a slit. I've actually seen that. It's quite a bit mind bending. Um, is there a medical reason for that? I've never heard of anything like that until I started dealing with in different groups, and then unexpectedly I met somebody and they said, "Hey, this is what happens periodically if I get really tired and I'm not registering that I'm really tired." And I'm like, "What the hell are this person talking about?" And then they said it. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Oh, I'm like, "Wait a minute. Why does that make sense?" Well, being around ETs, you just, just how it is. So, um, anyway, Neil Burns asking, what do you think about the new 6G? Are they testing on nautical vessels? I already answered that, Neil. Um, so let's see. Okay, I must have missed something or something's been taken out. I'm not seeing that. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman is saying, right, Nikki? Why just one eye shapeshifts? Seen that in person and on YouTube videos where no one else has caught them. So I timestamped them in the comments. Yeah, I don't understand it. I've God bless it. Just a minute. That one I couldn't put off. Sorry. Um, I don't know why it happens. I'd sure as heck like to know why it happens. It on one hand, it doesn't make sense to me. The person that I knew that it happened to was a female. Uh, I already know that they're an ET abductee, but I did not believe that they. I did not believe that they were a surrogate mom to ET human hybrids. So I don't know why. My question is the person I come my dang it, Nikki, is the person a chimera? Um, so, but it is a real question, especially when you see it right in your face, and it's like, and I was like, do you need to do you need to go? No. Why are you asking me that? Because your eye changed. Oh my God, did it really? And they're getting running to a mirror. So yeah, um, I, I was a little freaky when it happened, but it's not like the person shapeshifting, fully shapeshifting in front of me. Like that actually truly freaked me out, having an extraterrestrial shapeshift in front of me. I kind of lost my ever loving shit over that one, to say the least. Whew. Yeah, I wasn't exactly the nicest person when I saw that. And as soon as I calmed down, um, yeah, it wasn't great. I wasn't so nice about it, but anyway. Um, CB Hasek, we living among ETs. Yeah, we there are ETs on this planet, living on the surface and under the surface. So yeah. Oh, Joe says I need a pair of those sunglasses that Rowdy Roddy Piper had in They Live. Yeah. Um, Sovereign was digging the Whidbey Island info. So much going on there and around that entire zone. Oh, there really is. And I've talked to, and Sovereign, I've known you off and on for. Okay, there we go. Sovereign, I've known you. I'm trying to figure out how long. Um, 2019, 2020 in Dave's chat. Um, and then when I started talking in 2022 on YouTube, not on UFOI Team on Facebook, but on YouTube, um, Whidbey Island, I've talked about it repeatedly. Whidbey Island, off of Whidbey Island, Washington, there is um, an underwater base. There's two actually. There's right off of Whidbey NAS. There's an underwater military base, but quite a distance away, further away, there is a underwater military base, and I know that they're connected, but it's a very long distance, and it's like it's mind bending. Um, but there's no bad ETs at the Whidbey NAS underwater base, but there are very bad ETs, like really freaking bad ETs, um, off of the other military, U.S. military and extraterrestrial base. Very bad ETs there. What-ta-ta. Bad, bad, bad. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for bringing that back up. Um, Trying to see if there's anything else. The greatest 8964. What's the subject? This channel actually talks about extraterrestrial ET abductions, hybridization, secret space program, aka Secret Space Force, aka Nachtwaffen. Um, so there's that. We talk about other planets, bases, extraterrestrial bases, human bases, the moon. We talk about energy, frequency, all of that kind of thing. Today's subject is space transport vehicles. Who's making them? That are being used. Because I'm a pilot in SSP, or was a pilot in SSP. And I want to know who makes the vehicles that I was flying, transport vehicles. We're talking genetics and human chimeras, and being the true you, and we haven't really gotten into that. Anyway, there's your subjects. Let's see, trying to get to the bottom. True, since 2019 I've known y'all. Yeah, see, I couldn't remember exactly. I knew it was a while. Um, oh, we have cult people in here, Tim? Lovely. Did not. Thank you. I'm not seeing it, so thank you so much to my mods. You guys are chef's kiss. Thank you. Gigantic hugs for each and every one of you. Um, Colorado Gamer. When I was a kid, my father took me to work for Bring Your Kid to Work Day, and I got to see a bit of underground that I still haven't forgotten 30 years later. Cool. Um, Sovereign is saying, I think San Juan Islands isn't too far from Whidbey. It's a distance. It is a distance. What do you want to know, hon? Um, uh, Marilena. Marilena is saying, I'm just listening today, Nikki. I am not feel. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Oh, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. Um, must a Fiercian do the aliens eat? Oh my. No. As far as I know, no, they don't. Must a Fiercian? Yeah, no, they don't. I'm not repeating that question out loud. Okay, that's a second post of that same. Oh my god, I'm at the bottom. Holy crap. Okay, well, 2 hours and 3 minutes in. Gojo's 3277 hair says hi. Hi. Oh, hey god. Sorry. Oh gosh. Okay, so regarding being an ET abductee and dealing with all of this, you really do need to. Source approved 144. Good morning, sweetheart. Hello, how you doing? You really do need to journal everything. It really does make a gigantic difference. You'll start figuring out seasons and how all of this interplays in your life, from the scoop marks on your body to I call them ET tramp stamps because they piss me off. Um, Joe Monk remembers, Tim Mothman remembers, Amy remembers. Drew's not in right now, but um, I had a triangle. I had a stamp mark. God, that pissed me off. I had a triangle mark on my hand. It was like a tattoo. It was there for months, really, really pissed me off that they did that. Yeah, ET, yeah, ET tramp stamps. That's a good one. Yeah, I was pissed off at them. The only time because I don't think of tattoos as tramp stamps at all. Um, but when it comes to ETs putting a triangle, that's SSP. Just an FYI, if you ever have that, those MFers are dealing with, um, oh, dang it, they're dealing with secret space programs. One of the many different programs. Um, so yeah, not fun. It really, really pissed me off. And supposedly, when you age out, and I don't mean age out, I mean age in life, as you age, scientifically, this is already known, our skin gets thinner and thinner. And as our skin yes, Anchor Haven says, I get the triangle dots. Yeah, um, I get those too. It drive me nuts. And then they start to look like freckles. They look like a tattoo mark originally, and then over time they span those three little triangle dots. They span and look like little freckles, but they start out looking like solid black tattoo dots, and they can be tiny or they can be really big in diameter. And it's very frustrating. But the triangle actual stamp mark, that is SSP. That is straight on SSP. And man, ouch, ouch. It is very, very wicked. And I mean, it's deliberate. I mean, especially when you're having it put, where was it? No, it was on, oh God, I don't remember which hand it's on right now. I frickin' don't remember right now. Anyway, I've got the pictures of it. Oh my God, and the people that have known me in chat, I showed it. I mean, I was on camera. Do you see this fucking thing? Da, 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 da. I was going off the mark because I was not happy about having it. Um, and so you'd have to go back through, like, not 2025, but 2024. So whatever year that was, I think it was year two. Go back season two. Go back in and look for those, because 40/40 on the numbers. You will find. Yeah, that person's name is not welcome in my chat, Sovereign. Just so you know. But yeah, that's a good. Yeah, various ET tramp stamps. Yeah. Um, so that's these ET tramp stamps. They're not fun. Um, Wizard says I get red dots sometimes. Do you really? Oh wow. Did you find out what triggered you today? No. Oh, that's a great question. Thank you, Shemsu Anu. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Did you find out? No, it started to percolate up and then it stopped. And then when I was talking about something else, it started to kick back up again. And I'm like, oh, we're not doing this. No, no, no. So I shut it down and kind of shoved it back down. It'll come back up when I'm probably talking to someone in a private conversation. And then I'll say, I gotta go, trigger, and then they know I really do need to go, so that I'm not having a meltdown in front of them and they're not having to deal with my energy, because when I get like that, I have a tendency to project energy out, and that's not so pleasant on the receiving end of it. So it's not as to hurt or harm, it's just I can't control the energy anymore. So anyway, source approved 144. The ships know if we resonate with. Yes, they do. If it's a true ET ship, yes, they do. And you obviously know. Um, an ET drama. Anchor. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Um, Sovereign was watching a recent podcast with, and for some reason there was bad energy oozing from that show. Boy, I could say a lot, but I don't dare. Um, I got threatened in 2019 to never. I got threatened legally, and I got threatened in a very, very serious way about that specific individual. Um, Not by that individual, but by somebody else, and it got very, very wicked, very, very nasty. And I um, was going through what felt like a rape, and um, the person not only betrayed me, they stabbed me in the back. Um, and I was coming to them as for help, and they turned around and not they betrayed, and they figuratively and verbally attacked me and stabbed me in the back. And I will never trust. They're on the other side now, and I to this day I will never trust them. Although it's interesting because they came around on Monday of this past week and came into my home, and I went, "You've got to be freaking kidding me. You are not welcome in my home." And they were here because somebody else was here in my home at the time. So, yeah. Um, Danny Locke. I am Danny Hawk. No, I said Locke, didn't I? Danny Hawk. Okay. I am similar, Nikki, when it comes to controlling my energy when I get frustrated at times. Yeah, yeah, this is specific when I have a trigger. When it is that strong of a trigger, I can't control the energy. I can't. Um, I can in my home, but if I'm talking to somebody on, because I'm known for going through electronics, I can touch. I haven't done it in a very long time, but I can do it. Um, and all I have to do is touch a device, and I go flying right through that electricity, straight through to wherever it needs to go in my search. So if somebody is stalking me, like government, I've actually tracked them back to actual CIA buildings in Florida and in West Virginia and Washington, D.C. Um, so, yeah. So I got to be real careful with my energy. Um, wow, that was not a cool message that was just put in, Elena. Not okay. Thank you, Joe. Um, wow. Okay. Uh, I'm getting a okay, Anchor. I'm getting a lot of SSP people in my dreams at the moment. Whoo, you be careful with that, sweetie. Um, 'Cause uh sometimes they might be controlling and they don't even know that they're doing it. So please be careful. Um, Although it might be old family home week, especially if they're friends. So there's that side of it too. There's the good side and the bad side of it. So you got to pick and choose as to, how to protect yourself. But I get it. I totally understand what the heck you're talking about. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. Sedation marks. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it has to do with some kind of electronics. I know that. Um, so, uh, Joe, what would a gray do if they abducted you, ripped your clothes off, and found your gray alien tattoo? Would they like that? Oh, that's interesting. Um, Now this is what I. Oh, this is going to get interesting. This is what I know about the ETs who do hybridization versus the ETs who do abductions for SSP. The ones that do hybridization absolutely do not agree with SSP. They cannot stand them in any way, shape, or form. They get really, I'm going to call it angry, but it's their version of angry. They don't have emotion, so I don't know how to classify it. But in my opinion, it would be classified as anger. It's a form of anger. They don't like them. And a lot of the times, what I've experienced is that the extraterrestrials who do the physical abductions for hybridization are the same species of extraterrestrial, same species, same race of extraterrestrial that do abductions for SSP. This is why it gets very complicated because there are extraterrestrials that will divide. They will, how do I say this? It's like humans. Humans have a choice. Okay? Humans have a choice as to what job or whatever activity they choose to do, right? Well, just like humans have that choice, so do extraterrestrials. Keep that in your mind when you deal with because it took me a long time to figure out that the ETs that we're doing, this is why it gets very complicated in your memories as to figuring out which species, race of extraterrestrial is doing the actual physical abductions versus the ones who are doing the medical testing or the hybridization because they can look exactly the same, but they don't have the same soul. They don't have the same, they've got, I mean, physically, they've got the same mind, but mentally, they don't. Energetically, they don't. It's a different ballgame, just like it is for each individual human and how we are individually human. So when you're dealing, oh my God, I'm getting a, wow, sorry. I got an incoming. Something's, wow. Um, so when you're dealing with the two of them and you're in SSP and you're in hybridization and they look exactly the same, it gets really, really hard to figure out who you're being abducted by. Um, but it's all in the techniques. Because the ones that do SSP, they deal differently in their abductions. The one, and it's real, I can't call it mild, but it's real specific. I don't know how else to explain that. Um, so that's why there can be confusion as to which species of extraterrestrial is actually doing the abductions. Who are they doing the abductions for? um, Totally different ball game. So you're. It took me a long time to figure that out. Um, like the group of us where I was abducted in 2023 or 2024 when we were on when my family got together and we had gone on a vacation. I think for a week, and we were on. No, hang on. Different vacation, different year. Hang on a second. I just got him confused. I gotta. we were on San Juan Island, which is Friday Harbor and Roach Harbor. Oh my God, don't ask me why I love Roach Harbor so much. I don't have a God blessed clue. There's something about that water, that cove, that I absolutely, besides the fact that I've got phenomenal memories with my mom in the 1980s with my mom at Roach Harbor. But anyway, um, sorry, that was a weird thing to bring up. I do apologize. Anyway, but our family came together and took a vacation, and we spent somewhere between 4 and 5 days on San Juan Island and drove around a lot. Well, I got abducted from the house that we were renting. I can't remember what the hell they call it, but anyway, we were renting a house, and I was excuse me, I was abducted one night. Oh my God, I just about to start coughing. Hang on 1 second, folks. I make my own iced tea, and holy crap, that's strong this time. Wow. Woohoo! I make a great big stock pot of iced tea and then subdivide it down into containers and stick it in the fridge. Anyway, God, that one is strong. Um, oh yeah, I know, it's hitting the stomach. So the abduction off of uh, San Juan Island, I was abducted with a group of people off of San Juan. We were all, I call us all little, I went to bed and if you've heard this, I apologize ahead of time, but you're going to hear it again. But for those that haven't heard it, hello to the 48 in chat and now 41. So it was 48, 43 on the numbers. Please come in, like, subscribe, 222 on the numbers. So that may mean something to somebody. Anyway, so I'd gone to bed. I was in PJs, and the next thing I know, I am hearing the crunch underneath my feet of breaking branches, and I'm waking up, and I'm waking up because I'm screaming in my head, and that's what woke me up. Plus the combination of the crunching of the dry leaves and the breaking of, like, it was like kindling, like you're breaking kindling is what that sounded like. And it really started to wake me up. And for whatever reason, I was allowed to have my eyes open. And which is, I mean, like, that's freaking unusual. Um, and I'm a mindless little automaton. I can't physically move myself. Do you know how frustrating that is? Do you have any comprehension what it is like when somebody else has control of your brain and it's an ET, it's a 7 foot tall, gray, white, tall white extraterrestrial, and you can't pick up your foot to turn around and run? All you know to do is to yell and scream in your own mind, because every person is connected to each other and connected to the 7 to 9. I know there were 2 behind me, but I counted 7 extraterrestrials, 7 foot tall extraterrestrials around us. And there was at least 15, if not more than that, in that group. Of us humans, and we were all dressed in winter clothing, our regular winter clothing. And I remember going like this, and I could feel, I couldn't wiggle my toes, but I didn't have control of my toes, but I could feel that my shoes were on. I could feel that my coat was on. I even had some kind of scarf around my neck, and which was a scarf that I had brought with me, but I hadn't been wearing it. Um, I was typically using it to wad it, to roll it up and put it in my back and at the wedge of my back. And because of the back injury shit. And I'm screaming in my head, wake up! Wake up, everybody! Wake! And then I hear, Nikki, no, stop. And I nonstop. And I see a light come down, like a brilliant, bright white light come down. And the next thing I know, I'm out. I mean, I'm mental. I'm gone. They've got full control over me. So yes, extraterrestrials, certain extraterrestrials can do that. They can have and take full control of the human brain and order the human to, and you're essentially a mindless little automaton with your eyes wide open. Not a happy camper over that. Really freaking pissed me off. But we were all being abducted, and it was all part of that specific incident. Incident was part of the hybridization program. I was not happy. I'm still not happy over that. But when I got on board, I was dealing with the Arcturians, which there are Arcturians who are blue, there are different levels of blue, different shades of blue, and then there are Arcturians who are actually green. I didn't know that. They're like a seafoam green. And then there are extraterrestrials that look like a human, walk and talk like a human, and when they get to actually relax, their skin changes to blue or to green, whatever their natural color is. It's a mind bender. It's another mind bender. What do you say to that? It's just like, wow, okay. And when they shift and change that color of their skin, I mean, what you originally see as a human, they're a beautiful human, physically beautiful. But when they change that to their regular color, they are gorgeous. It's like some kind of energy radiates from them, and it's like they emit love. I don't know how else to explain that. I don't think I've ever talked. I don't think I've ever talked about that. So Joe, this is kind of a weird response to that question. What would a gray do if they abducted you, ripped the clothes off, and found your gray alien tattoo? I don't know. I just know that they do not like them. They don't like the hybridization group. Absolutely does not like the SSP group. No way. So there's an answer to your question. Syl, do you think those tramp stamps are implants? It's possible. If that were the case, then I'd have them all over my body because I've had them on my legs, I've had them on my forearms, my upper arms. Hell, I even had one of them on my breast when I was trying to. Like I was like, I think I was like 23 or 24. Couldn't figure out where it came from. They were the three triangle dots, and I remember, and now they look like freckles, and there are other freckles around them, and I'm like, huh? How and so then you discount yourself, you discredit yourself because you think, oh well, that's not ET abduction. That's not. It's like, where did those three pen marks come from that look like triangle? I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, okay. It is what it is. That's how I say it now. It's anyway. Um, okay, let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see. Has anyone had dreams where a semi-large flips upside down, wondering it's a thing or some flawed dream vision? Oh, that actually sounds like there's two TV shows. One is God, what the hell is it? The first one is Eureka, and the second one is oh crap, I can't think of the name of it now. Shit, I can't think of the name of it. There were two shows, and oh well. But that actually those two shows, that's what happened in an episode on each show. Jay Lee, no, no way in hell I'm doing that tonight. It takes energy I don't have right now. Good question, Colorado Gamer. Do you think there is convergence in DNA from life on other planets? Yeah. Tim Mothman going out. Okay. Thank you, Tim, for being here. Okay. Anchor Haven is saying, I have had one very big podcaster do bad things in my dream once. So a clone energy, and they were trying to. Oh. Actually, yeah, Anchor, I had a. I was in the process of having a conversation with Amy one time, and it was a verbal conversation, and I had a at least I remember it being a conversation with Amy. Anyway, I had a psychic download of me being on the steps. I was in Washington D.C., and this is a future event, and somebody tried to trigger me. SSP, somebody on the stairs. There were a bunch of media around. There was a group of us, and I don't remember. I know that we had just come from Congress, being in front of Congress, and so this was a psychic vision that I had, psychic download vision. And somebody on the bottom stairs, amongst all these people, I heard the voice. I recognize the voice, but I don't know who. Right now I do not know who it is, but I recognize the voice, and they were trying to deliberately activate me and trigger me, and I just automatically started laughing, and people were wondering what the hell, and I went, whoever just tried to activate me is standing at the bottom of those steps, and everybody turns around, including the news cameras, and they all focus in on one person, and they out themselves. So whoever it was, they out themselves, and they were government. I didn't see the face. I never got to see the face in the psychic vision, but I found that really fascinating. Trying to activate me after coming out of having a conversation in Congress. I was like, wow, okay, quite a psychic vision. Okay. I don't know right now, Sovereign. What does Dojo? That could be all different kinds of things. Thank you, Joe. Oops, hit that. Spicy Scorpio 97. Schizophrenia? No, I'm not. Thank you very much. Your opinion. It's not factual. Spicy Scorpio says, you people are idiots. Well, then let's see. We're just going to kick your ass right off. What's incoming? It stopped. It had to do with the Congress thing, and it stopped. Um, Stars Elites 7. Yeah, I just answered, hun. Um, okay. Source approved 144 says you're doing really well, Nikki, despite the foolishness. I think, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So many trolls. Yeah, there have been. Oh, okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to the bottom because I just want to be sure. Moose. um, yeah, go subscribe to Anchor Haven. Anchor Haven. Yeah, I did say that right. Okay. Okay, I just want to be sure that I get to this. Hello, King Mufasa 66. Hello. Um, Hang on. Okay, sorry. Um, Amy saying, when I first looked for the secret space program, I thought of spy satellites and the NRO. There are ones they launched 40 years ago. They won't confirm. Okay, Sovereign, about the TV show Eureka. Okay. Amy says, I can only imagine how much more classified this kind of program would be over Signet satellites. Um, yeah, Anchor Haven, good to hear the Congress vision. I know that will be a very difficult time for us all. Yes, it will. And I think that we're going to all have to be very, very, very careful because I think they're going to try to a lot of us, is what I think. That's not in my psychic vision. That is a like a gut intuition type of feeling. We're gonna all have to be really heavily protected. To say the least. Oh my God, my eyes changed green. Oh, that's not a good sign. Yeah. Okay. So I've got a few more minutes and then I'm done. When my eyes go green, I've got a hazel eyes, so typically they're a blue green. But when they go straight blue, it means one specific thing for me. When they go straight green, it has to do with health. So I'm gonna make sure that I get to the bottom of this, and then we're gonna and um, oh, that's interesting, Sovereign. About Jimmy Payne and okay, that's interesting. Dogmen and werewolf. Oh God, I don't have the brain capacity tonight to get into that anchor. Um, yes, thank you, Joe. That's a good way to say it. Thanks. Um, 9.99 subscribes. That's awesome. Oh my God, really? Thank you, everybody. Oh my God, that means a lot. I'm one subscription away from 1,000. Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Um, please subscribe. What do I see? The green. Yeah, my eyes right now, they're green, and they should not be green. They should be blue, or they should be blue green, not straight green. This is, yeah, I gotta go take care of myself in a moment. So hang on, folks. Um, Kathy Doherty. Oh, hey, hun, how you doing? Kathy Doherty, have you been contacted lately? Oh God, I was ET abducted hybridization program. I was ET abducted this month. Couldn't tell you what day right now. I think it's like 2 weeks ago. I'd have to look at my notes. Starburst in the middle. That's awesome. No, this is not a call center. RGTG 3GR VT VT2F3G4. No, this is not a call center. These are the headphones I use. Get over it. Anyway, Savern says, if you gotta go, no worries. Thanks for addressing comments and questions, Nikki. Yeah, you're welcome, hun. Alien call center. Yeah, that's actually that. Now that's funny. Um, Anchor Heaven. I probably worked in the Mara SSP call. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I figured you meant Mars. Okay, so there is something that I do want to say at 7:10 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Well, May 23rd, 2026 is how I should say that. I was given the name LeBron James, quote unquote, psychically and mediumship wise heard the name LeBron James, and I said, why? And they said, watch. And so he's basketball. I'm not a big basketball um, uh, fan, although I do know who, well, I used to know who quite a few people were, but so I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's going to be doing something or it's going to be uh, something takes place. I don't have a clue, but I find that fascinating as to, thanks, Joe. I find it fascinating as to how I'm getting information on different things. There was a name of a woman, and I don't, that was the other one I was wanting to mention tonight, and I don't remember where the hell, okay, on May 19th, 2026, I heard the name Lisa. Then a minute later, I heard the last name Castile, Castille. And then I was told brown hair, blonde hair mostly, but a majority is brown. She has blue eyes. She is 5'7". And then I heard the words junior petite. Now, I don't know if this is, I was too out of it at the time. I don't know if this is a, somebody who's on the other side. I didn't check. I was way too out of it at the time, and I forgot about it since then. 1 minute after I heard all of this, I then heard the term Hollywoodized. So that was a day that I think went to bed early. Anyway, was in the process. I remember being at the stove, and I was about to walk in here, and I had my phone in my hand and I was like, oh my God, I got to get to paper. So that means something to somebody. Um, uh, oh, hey, Lil Cam, thank you. Um, Sovereign says, I'm not into sports. Larry Gators is doing a series on LeBron right now. Okay. Um, Sovereign says, some huge revelation concerning him is supposed to go down soon. Okay. Um, woohoo! Danny Hawk says, 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. Truly. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you for the subscriptions. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's huge. Yeah, celebration time. It really is. Um, Tim Mothman, why do trolls gravitate towards Nikki? Because part of them is um, sometimes they're sent, sometimes they're CIA, sometimes they're computer trying to do computer hacking shit. So there's a lot to it. And what I have noticed is that on a lot of podcasts that deal with SSP, not so much ET abductions, but specifically deal with SSP, they get hit and targeted a lot. So when you start to, oh my God, yeah, this is a medical thing. I'm getting into a migraine. Wow. Okay. Usually my eyes go damn near, well, they don't go ice blue. I was just about to say ice blue when I get a migraine, but they don't go ice blue. They go really blue when I get a migraine and really wonky. Oh, wow. Okay. The other thing before we get off of here is what I wanted to talk about is the true you. Be the real you, not what everyone expects and demands of you. That includes how you live in your own home. If people have issues with how you live in your own home, think of them at, well, that's the source. That's how they are. Um, so be the true you. Be who you really are. Um, yes, sovereign. That's correct. SSP related stuff gets hit hard with government paid trolls. Yes, they do. Um, yeah, Anchor Haven. Be real, guys. No filters, no BS. Just be. I totally agree with that. Um, Anchor Haven. I updated the live setting to subscribers for 5 on mine, and it was a big change. So I'm gonna have to talk to you about that because that's not registering in my brain right now. For 5 minimum on mine, and it was a big change. Settings to subscribers for. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. Anyway, ooh, well, that's a yeah. Please, yeah, message me. Okay. Yeah, be the true you. Be who you really are. It took me until I was 48. Okay, 10 years ago to start being who I really was. I mean, I knew who I was. I thought I knew who I was. I thought I was, and then everything just kind of opened up, and I was like, whoa. Be who you really are. Be the true you. And I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that I mean the positive. I do not mean the detrimental or the negative, okay? Um yeah, that's going to be an issue. Um Chris Braun, that's going to be an issue. What you just said. I'm not repeating that, but that will be a major issue. Anyway, on that note, I hope you have a very good weekend, Memorial Day weekend. If you have family, remember, if you have family that were, God, I can't use my words right now. You get the idea. Try to buy a little cam. If you remember your loved ones and those who did work. Okay, that's how I'm going to word it. I know what I'm trying to say, and I'm being very inarticulate right now. Um, so, and I get that, but you get the idea. This is Memorial Day weekend, so just stay safe. Do well. My neighborhood's having a party, so we got that going on. So it's gonna get fun. Anyway, I wish you all well. I hope you have a rest of a good weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day here in the United States. Everywhere else, have a great week. Take oh my God, Sovereign. Take very good care. I will be going to do the same thing. I got to take care of me now. Screen scorchers, that's not nice. We're not going there. Anyway, take care all. Bye. Much love. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody. Thank you for showing up and for being here. And thank you for the 1,000 subscriptions. Woohoo! That's awesome. Thank you. Bye.